Just look at this guy. This video is brought to you by The Officer Tatum Store. The Officer Tatum Store. Make sure you visit The Officer Tatum Store. Get the Christ Privilege shirt and all the other merch. When Monday come, if you're watching this, when it's Monday, all of our stock is back up and ready to go. It's the fastest delivery that you're going to probably ever see in your lifetime. Tatum, The Officer Tatum Store is back and in charge. Anyway, go on and visit it. Visit beatingblackandblue.com to get my book. Let's get into this, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to make these videos until I pass out. Joe Biden has to be the most senile politician in United States history. I thought Sheila Jackson Lee lost her brain. I thought Maxine Waters was a fraud. I thought all these other Democrats were crazy. Joe Biden has taken the cake, man. He has to be the most deranged side thought. I don't even know what words to use about it. It just ain't, when stuff ain't working up there. And I'm going to let you see it because you don't need to believe me. Don't believe me, Tatum. Roll the film.
And Representatives Shirley Jackson Lee,
Shirley Jackson. Who is Shirley Jackson Lee, Joe Biden? Somebody get somebody on the phone. Who is Shirley Jackson Lee? Is that a new, did somebody enter the House of Representatives? Does Sheila Jackson Lee got a twin sister somewhere? Who is Shirley Jackson Lee? Bro, you've been in politics for 60 years. You've been a Democrat the whole time. Sheila Jackson Lee got 13 terms. This is her 14th term in the House of Representatives. And you don't know her freaking name? You gotta be deranged. Dementia has kicked in. And you don't know Sheila Jackson, your own people that you served in Congress with for probably 30 years. She's a 14-term House of Representative.
Sylvia Garcia, Lizzie Pinelli.
Pinelli?
Excuse me. Pinell. And what am I doing here?
Yeah, what are you doing here?
I'm gonna lose track here. And
what are you doing here? You're the president. You're the press conference. You don't know who Sheila Jackson Lee is? You don't know how to say people's names? Then you say, what are you doing here? Somebody save this fool before he stroke on TV and pass out and they start bombing us because they see how stupid we are and how dumb our leadership is and how crooked these people are. This fool is going to pass out one day and stroke in front of everybody on national TV. Get the man in a home where he can put his feet up, put his head on a pillow, and have people change his diapers every day. Stop putting this old man out here and embarrassing his family. Now, he's crooked, so I don't really care that much because he's probably reaping what he sowed. But it's ugly to see our country like this. Let me let him finish.
Mayor Turner, Judge Hidalgo, thank you all for welcoming us. I think he's getting on a plane.
What? It's dumber than that. This is just a clip that I got. And shout out to Unfiltered Politics. This channel always have some fire stuff. I'm just throwing it out there because I know a lot of people voted for him. A lot of people support him. A lot of people, I mean, supposedly. I mean, this is if this don't make you think in your mind, like, was the conservatives right about 2020? Because how does somebody this dumb and this senile have the most votes in United States history out of any president? Donald Trump got the most votes out of any incumbent president in United States history, out of every president to ever exist. There's never been a case where the incumbent president got that many votes and didn't win. Somehow he didn't win. This brain dead dude that did not even campaign, that was very unpopular even under Barack Obama's administration. That's why they voted for Trump, because they were tired of Barack Obama and his minions. That's how Hillary lost. That's how Trump won. And you telling me Joe Biden, who was the vice president in that same situation, ended up being the greatest president of all time in votes, and he can't even talk straight. I mean, you can pull the wool over some people's eyes. You can't pull the wool over my eyes. I'm a grown man. I know bull when I see it. And this is some bull. The brother was not that successful. I'm just throwing it out there. And everybody who voted for him should be having buyer's remorse at this point because you got duped. Especially for you folk out there. He ain't done nothing for you colored people? Nothing. Nothing. I'm going to say it again for the person in the very back smoking crack. He's done nothing for you. Nothing. He's not even promising to do nothing for you. I'll let Mumbo Jumbo talk. No, that was illegals. He's going to make sure he give amnesty to illegals. Let me put his face back on there because y'all need to see who I'm talking about. He's going to make sure he give amnesty to illegals. You people of color, you Negroes, you coloreds, he ain't finna do nothing for you. He don't like you. He don't respect you. He think you're dumb. He think you're too stupid to go on a computer and Google Walgreens where you can go get a shot or whatever you can go to go get a shot for COVID. And I'm not never getting it, so I don't care where they do it at. They can do it down the street. But he think you black folks, you coloreds, are too stupid to go on a computer in 2021 to look up where you can get a COVID shot at. You can go get some cognac. You can go Google the strip club. You can go Google Gucci. You can take your check and go blow it at Fendi, but you can't find out where to get a shot in your arm for COVID-19 when everybody else is getting the shots, walking down the same street, and he think you too stupid. And I'm talking about you poor black people, because you know he ain't talking about anybody elite, because he think everybody's poor black people. That's what Joe Biden believes. And if you don't think he does, poor kids are just as good as white kids. This fool is, what else did he say? If you don't know if you vote for Bill or Trump, then you ain't black. And y'all let him get away with it. Black people are monolithic. That's pretty much what he said. The Hispanic community is diverse. Y'all Negroes ain't diverse. That's what Joe Biden said. And I'm going to keep saying this. Strom Thurmond was his mentor. Strom Thurmond was a racist. Strom Thurmond fought against the civil rights movement. Fought against it. Who did he do? Robert Byrd. He did the eulogy. You don't do the eulogy of somebody's funeral unless you're close to them or you know them very well and people have nominated you to do such a wonderful work for somebody's life. And you do the eulogy of Robert Byrd, who's a racist. Robert Byrd was in the Klan. Robert Byrd fought against civil rights. And this fool supported him. I'm just telling y'all, I'm just throwing it out there. You're too dumb to get on a computer. You don't know how to get a driver's license. That's why they don't want voting to be that you have a license. No, they don't want you to have a license. They don't want you to show ID to vote because they want Hispanics to vote, the illegal ones. They want illegal Hispanics or illegal people coming in our country from the southern border. They want them to be able to vote because they don't have a driver's license. They don't have an ID. So they want them to go in there and get an ID. And what do? They blame it on black people. Well, minority communities and you dumb Negroes eat it up every time these fools talk. You voted for this man at 90-something%. Black America, out of any other group, you should be ashamed of yourself for being that dumb to vote for this person by 90%. Now, the other 5 or 8% of black people in America, kudos to you. You were smart enough to not vote for a dummy that's not going to do nothing for you and vote for a party that ain't never done nothing for you in the history of this country, but put you in poverty, put you on food stamps, had your little girls going down to the clinic, getting rid of your babies. I'm telling the truth. You're voting for these dummies that want to take your constitutional right to bear arms. The reason that you had the constitutional right, a reason that black people fought for it in the past, the ones who had sense, is because the white people were coming after them and destroying them. They had an opportunity to fight against the KKK. That's how the NRA was developed. That's why the NRA was developed, and that's why NRA focused on helping black people be armed so they could fight against the KKK, who was the Democrat Party. And you dummies out here running around, you know everything about LeBron James, you don't know nothing about your constitutional rights. And I ain't talking about everybody, but if the shoe fit, put that thing on. And stop acting like, stop getting you your feelings. I'm just keeping it 100. You know, and I'm gonna keep it honest. People are gonna get mad at me because I love all people the same. Our good people and bad people are dumb. That's just the way it is. And there's black people that I love to death, and there's black people I don't like. Same with white people, same with Asians. I'll go down the list. But black folks, I almost want to say, thank God you're only 13% of the population. And I know people are gonna get mad. I don't care. Thank God you're only 13% of the population, because the only group of people that vote 95% plus for Democrats are black people. And if you had your way, these fools could dupe y'all into doing whatever they want to do. They sell you Negroes a dream. They put a chicken wing out there. Somebody put some hot sauce in their purse. And here you go. You gone. Whole community. You didn't sold your whole community out to the Democrat Party because they put Beyonce up there, which they paid her probably $6 million to get up there and say something stupid to you. They put Cardi B, dumbest person in the world. They put her out there because she's shaking her booty every day, and y'all fools falling for it, and now you voting for the Democrats. Yeah, thank God 13% of the population is in more of the population, because we'll be screwed. And then I'm going to keep it 100 because I don't owe nobody nothing. I don't owe you black folks nothing. I don't owe you white people nothing. But thank God there's white male Christians in this country, because if you look at the dynamic of voting, the only reason we're not a socialist country, the only reason we're not a complete anti-God country is because of white male Christians. Thank God for them dudes that's man enough to keep the boat floating. The greatest country on earth. None of y'all want to go to Africa. So stop being dumb, stay in this country, and fight for the rights that your forefathers fought for. There were black people in the Civil War fighting, and they didn't have no rights. They were fighting for freedom. Some of them even fought for the Confederacy. They were fighting and didn't have no rights. Y'all don't want to fight nothing. Nowadays, all you do is complain. You're nagging about somebody, the white man, and the KKK, and white supremacy, but you're too stupid to own a firearm. But the white man is coming to get you, but the NRA is bad. The white man is coming to get you, but I'm going to vote for Sheila Jackson Lee that's trying to take away your constitutional right to bear arms, to defend your family from the same white supremacists that you claim out here killing y'all. But I just got to get out of my chest. And of course, I'm not talking about every black person in America. But when you vote 90%, hey, I got to call it out. I got to call it what it is. When one of the most influential people in sports is LeBron James, and LeBron James is too dumb to understand his own history, that's a problem. Every time I turn on TV, black celebrities are the dumbest people. Just not everybody, but a lot of y'all. You get on TV and you see sports people then in the black community saying, oh, Donald Trump is the racist. You just talk. You can't think for yourself. You can't think for yourself. And that's a shame. Because the people that are up here in the black community cannot think for themselves. They can't. There's only a handful. And if you ever come out and say, I'm not voting for Democrat, you get canceled, you get beat up, they throw you out the family dinner. They don't want nothing to do with you. It's the dumbest stuff I've ever seen. And I was a part of it. So I'm not going to be too harsh, but just know it's dumb. And I was doing it. I was dumb doing it. And now I woke up and be like, that was dumb. I shouldn't have never been a part of no Democrat Party. I should have done my research. I should have been looking up what's up. But I gotta go hard, because I wish somebody, when I was a Democrat, I wish somebody like me would have said something to me earlier on and would have told me, bruh, you dumb for voting for these people. And if you tell me something, I'm gonna go do the research. I'm gonna go look it up. And if you so soft that this video hurt your feelings, then get off the channel. You don't have to watch me. Go watch somebody that's gonna tickle your fancy and gonna tell you what you want to hear and kiss your rear end and tell you that black is beautiful and everything is okay and that you're the king and queen of America. When y'all, we didn't put ourselves in a position of being bottom feeders. Look at our communities. Yeah, there's a few good black communities, but none of y'all that's successful that's watching is live in a black community. You don't. You live with them white people. Not unless you live in Atlanta somewhere. That's one city. Go around the country and look at these communities. The most unsafe communities in our country are majority black. Why is that? Yeah, there's a couple reasons why. Yeah, there's some stuff that's outside of some people's control. But come on, where do you stand? Where do you stand? You're still voting for the same people. Chicago still look the same. You still vote for the same people. The South, Southern California still look the same. Compton, Watts, it all look the same. Same drama. Some of y'all lost your kids in this gang violence stuff. Nipsey Hussle got smoked in front of his shop, trying to help another brother who just got out of prison. Got killed by his own people in front of his shop. But the white man is the problem. I'm just keeping it 100, man. That's why I don't really go into some of these communities, because you try to help people and you get murdered in your own community because people start hating on you and they don't want to do nothing. Deion Sanders, a perfect example. Deion Sanders became a head coach of a HBCU. Deion Sanders is a legend. You understand me? He's a legend. He's one of the greatest football players to ever live. And Deion Sanders is the head football coach of Jackson State, which is a HBCU. He go to his first game, get his first victory, and some Negroes stole his stuff. And I don't know who it was, but it's at a HBCU. I guarantee you it was another black person. Then stole all Deion Sanders' stuff. Stole his phone, stole some of his jewelry. How you gonna do that to your own people? And then you wonder why brothers like me that's like, man, look, man, I'm going where people love me. I'm not finna go and try to kiss nobody rear end. I'm not finna go in no violent environment unless I'm going there and accomplish something. I'm not going in there to go, because I want to be in the black community, because I want to be black and brown. I mean, I don't care, bro. I'm finna go where it's safe. I'm finna go where there's best schools. And if in these inner cities, the schools ain't good, then I ain't living there and I ain't going there. I'm going to say this and I'm done, I promise. Black folks do the same thing that they claim white people do. Black flight is just as prevalent as white flight. When I was growing up, when my daddy made more money, we moved out of the hood to a better neighborhood. We moved from Fort Worth, right off of Forest Hill, which wasn't a terrible community, but we moved to Crowley. When we moved to Crowley, because it was a better community, they had better schools, it was a nicer area, they had parks and everything. We moved to Crowley. Crowley was majority white, and it had some middle-class black people that live in Crowley, majority white. And then when they moved the projects over there, a lot more black people moved over there. Crime rate went out of control, and it was ridiculous. Now, the sports teams were great, but the crime was out of control. People walking down the street, they pants sagging and gangbanging. When we first moved over there, it was people walking their dogs, just hanging out in the community. But nobody want to talk about that because, you know, it's a touchy subject. But it is what it is. But we moved out of there. We moved. Everybody trying to move on up. Everybody's trying to move out the hood. Nobody lives in the hood when you make money. You may have respect. You may know people in your family. My grandma still live in the hood. I still go to my grandma's house when I go to Texas. I go see my grandma all the time, right in the middle of the hood, in Eastwood, Texas. Right in the middle of the hood. I still go through Stop 6 and see people that are my family members. But, bruh, I don't live there. Why? Because somebody, someday, may want to try beat Tatum because they upset that I'm successful. And they remember when we both was living in Stop 6 and going to Paula and Dunbar, and we weren't never poor, but we were on the same level. And then I blew up and got more popular, and I'm a business owner now. I own 3 companies. I do a lot of stuff, and now I'm successful. But people don't like that. And you know what I'm saying? You pull up in a nice car, people get in their feelings. And don't believe me, go look at Lil Boosie. He was a rapper. He moved out of Baton Rouge because people out there trying to kill him. Nipsey Hussle killed him for no reason. Anyway, let me get off here, man. This is supposed to be about Joe Biden, but I had to get this off my chest. And I know people are going to get in their feelings, but, man, I don't care. I'm going to let y'all know something, and I'm done. I'm like a pastor. I'm almost finished. I don't make videos for people. I say what's on my heart, and people that see my heart and people that may agree with me or see things like I do, they follow me. If you don't see things like I do and you don't like what I say, don't follow me. Go follow somebody else. I don't want to hear y'all stuff in the comment section, which I don't care because I'm not going to read it anyway. I like all the good ones and the fun ones, and then the rest of y'all haters, I don't even look at your stuff anyway. You just waste your time writing a comment because I'm never going to see it. But that's all I'm saying. If you don't like my content, don't watch my content. You know what I'm saying? Go to somebody else. I'm sure there's some people out here that'll tell you what you want to hear and sell you a dream while you riding in hell. It's just a phrase. Don't get in your feelings. Now, anyway, I love you guys. I see you on the next video. Make sure you visit the Officer Tatum store. Also visit BeBlackPeople.com. I'll see you on the next one. I'm out.